1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Big Gun, keep my favorite.
What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Pixar presents Legendary Gaming. Usually pops up in the right spot. All right, yeah, I'm happy because I'm doing a bit that I haven't had a chance to do in a while. Not that these thoughts have not been inside my head, because that's for sure. They have. I got a lot of things rolling around in my head. Rolling around, not rolling around. Classically, there's a difference between those two movements. Yes, there is. Anyway, I'm not here to tell you things about that. I'm here to talk about board games and tabletop adventures. Nothing like a good tabletop adventure. Sometimes you just need the right number of bodies, hopefully warm, around the table. Sometimes you don't have enough. Sometimes you have too many. Well, there's also a certain number that's magic for certain types of games. And that's what I want to talk about. Because there are certain games, my friends, that I will not want to play unless there are at least 5 of us sitting around that gaming table ready to play. Why don't you join me down at the table and we'll talk about this. Thank you so much for joining me down at the table. So yeah, I wanted to talk about games that I have in my collection that unless there's me and 4 other people, or 5 and I'm filming, I really don't have a lot of interest in playing them. To me, they shine. They really do. They look their best when there's at least 5 around the table. So, why don't we jump into the list? Coming in at number 5, Spectre Ops. Man, I really do love this game by Plaid Hat Games. This plays 2 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, and can run you 1 to 2 hours. Maybe a little more, to be honest. Things I like about this game is something I call the 5th player shift. So normally this is an all versus 1 game, but when you have 5 players in it, then one of the guards, the security that are chasing the agent is actually a traitor, secretly working for the agent. And I love that aspect because it already has a great cat and mouse feel to it. This sort of hunt and chase. And then when you add in this unknown traitor to the group, it takes it and it notches it up to 11, baby. Really fun. And let me say, the artwork is probably one of the most top-notch that I've ever seen in a board game. And the use of spot UV here and there to highlight certain aspects of the shadow and lighting effect that's going on is absolutely amazing. Top marks. Absolutely top marks. Coming in at number 4, hot on the tails of Spectre Ops. It's right there. It's right there. Shadows over Camelot by Days of Wonder. This is another beautiful looking game. It runs with 3 to 7 players, ages 10 and up, and it'll take you 1 to 2 hours. Maybe close to 3 some games, I have to admit. Now, this is a great collection of quests that you were able to pick and choose and mix and get different results that all lead to the same overall goals. I really find that highly enjoyable. When you throw in the fact that there's a questionable trader, there may or may not be a trader in the game, that causes a lot of second guessing and a little bit of tension, but it has always been fun tension. And fun tension, that almost sounds like a new word. It was, the tension was very fun, playing it with me and the various different 20-sided warriors over the last few years. So it definitely pays off in fun quality alone. The game, besides that, has a great amount of replayability, I think. There's an expansion, Merlin's something, I can't remember, because I haven't looked into getting it yet, because I don't feel, that it's necessary. The game is hard enough the way it is. It's not an easy game. Not only me, but in the various groups that I've played this with, definitely have more losses than wins in this. I also like this game a lot because it is a great example of an Arthurian game. And there's a few good ones out there. And I think that this one does not get lost. No at all. Not at all. Number 3, Battlestar Galactica by Fantasy Flight Games. This is a game good for 3 to 6 players, ages 14 and up. It'll take you 2 to 3 hours. Closer to the 3, probably. So this game has a lot to do with Shadows of Camelot, or vice versa. It's a great sci-fi version of Shadows of Camelot. It's also a great IP version. It's a great translation of a TV show to a board game. They're not always like that, but this definitely is a very good one because it captures that whole feel. Not only is there a trader in this game, but about halfway through the game, there's a good chance people that weren't traders are gonna find out they really are. I can't tell you how much I love that. That is my favorite aspect, I think, to Battlestar Galactica, is the fact that you could be sitting there happy as a clam on the seabed, knowing that you're not a traitor, you're human, you're proud of it. You're gonna get these robots. You're gonna save the human race. Oh, what? I'm a Cylon? I've been a Cylon this whole time? You get high marks for that. That is a great part of the game, definitely. This game takes what it learned, so to speak, from Shadows over Camelot and jumps the fence. Number 2, another personal favorite of mine. Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space by Osprey Games. So this darkly thematic sci-fi game is perfect for 2 to 8 players, ages 12 and up, and will run you anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes. I know for a fact I've never played a game that's gone as long as an hour. Maybe 45 minutes. Maybe. So that's pretty true. Right from the get-go, this game starts off intense. Now, normally this game is best played with an even number. So if you're going into this game with 6 players, then you're going to know that 3 of the players are not the same as you. Whether you are an alien trying to eat them and convert them, or whether you're trying to get to an escape pod and get the hell out of there, you know that there's only 2 others like you in a 6-player game. Oh, and most maps, both teams usually start off pretty close to each other. That's what I mean. It starts off fairly intense at the get-go. This game uses what I think is just a superb way to use and indicate noise in the game, because the space station you're on is dead in space. There's no power. So you're literally in the dark, running through these corridors, trying not to get eaten, or trying to eat, and get to an escape pod in the dark. And the use of darkness in the cards as well as noise, mapping everything out, trying to figure out who's where depending on what you heard. But then there are some cards that trick you, that you can lay a trick, and you could be like, oh, well, I'm going to make a noise. I get this card, I can make a noise in any sector, not where I am. So you never even know if what you're hearing is really what you're hearing or where you're hearing it from. Yeah. So fun and intense. Fast. This game does play out fast. The only thing that kind of slows it down is you sitting there with your little map trying to figure out everything that's going on around you based on the sounds. That might slow things down a little bit. Otherwise, this game definitely has a good, fast pace. And let me tell you, I was talking about how you're in the dark in the space station. Well, this game, the art on the cards has a really good creepy thematic effect. Really sucks you in, sucks your imagination in to exactly what's happening in the dark. Love that. Boom! Not two, one. The number one game, my friends, in my personal opinion, that I will not play unless there are at least 5 gamers at the table to play. And that game, bang! The Dice Game. By Da Vinci Games. This game is a fabulous game of who's the traitor and who's on my side. Because in this game, everyone knows who the sheriff is. That player is common knowledge. But everyone else, they may be deputies, they may be loners, maybe criminals. All you know as the sheriff is that your deputy or deputies, depending on the number of players in the game, are your only real friends. But everyone in this game is trying to prove to you that they're your friend, and you shouldn't shoot them. It has a really fun Wild West cowboy feel, right down to random Indian attacks, or I know, Native American, Indigenous Americans. I'm just using the vernacular of the game, which is based on the time, so please. But the random attacks makes you kind of feel a little more like it's the Old West. And the attack, and you can see when they're coming, because it uses a clever way of using these chips or tokens with arrows on them. So you're actually watching it getting closer and closer and closer to happening. So that adds in this anticipation on top of the intenseness that you're already feeling, and then trying to get people to believe you. This game's got it. It's totally got it. And I will never play this game again. I have done it in the past. I've learned my lesson. I will never play this game again unless there is at least 5 of us at the table. Now, the art, as well as the characters in this game, well, the art is fantastic. And it's very thematic to the time period. And the characters are really fun. Kind of tongue-in-cheek representations of some either famous or fictitious characters from the Old West. And I like that touch a lot. It was very fun. All right, my friends, so those are the 5 games and the 5 reasons why I will not play any of those 5 games unless there are at least 5 players at the table. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for checking us out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Wow, it's weird doing this part on camera. I usually don't. I also want to give a great big shout out to everyone that's been going over to the official Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store. Wow, it's also kind of weird to see myself in the shot. Because this is happening real time. You don't know that. This is happening real time. But thank you everyone for going over to the Zazzle store and checking out what we have over there, see if anything interests you or maybe someone you know. We have some great nerdy and RPG inspired hats, t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, tank tops, I think sandals also. Thank you for checking it out. Not as much as thank you to everyone that's been coming over here to our home on YouTube. You've been subscribing to our channel, watching our videos, commenting, and liking them. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing our videos. I love it. I love it when you share our videos. I love it when you share anyone's videos, whether it's our videos or someone else's. Because when you're sharing it, you're letting everyone know, please check these guys out. They were worth my time. I think they're going to be worth your time. Thank you very much for your time. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, I am out of here.